You've probably spent thousands of dollars on functional medicine and you're still stuck. In 22 years of practice, working with over 1 million patient visits, I have seen a pattern more times than I can count. Most functional practitioners are missing a specific piece, a structural piece that is all about function. And yet they're functional providers. Something that has to be in place inside of your body for it to actually work functionally, because you receive everything from it. I'm going to walk you through some of the most foundational functional medicine protocol issues and why your nervous system is the one piece that gets skipped by the doctors. Look, I had a patient, 20-year thyroid struggle. She came in and told me about everything that had been going on. She's like, I worked with this functional physician. I spent this much money with him. I did this and it didn't work. So here's my point. Why functional medicine stops one layer too soon and they leave your body unable to function. Look, I hate to say it. A lot of functional medicine doctors, yes, they're designed to find the root cause, but they're not actually finding the root. They're finding secondary root causes. For most people who have been to a functional medicine doctor before, it can feel like you're finally being taken serious. Look, functional medicine is great. Functional medicine does go further upstream than most conventional care. They run labs that are very comprehensive. They ask questions that are so much deeper. They spend a ton of time with you. But here's the problem with functional medicine doctors and integrative doctors. They don't go high enough upstream. The majority of functional medicine protocols stop at the wrong point. Yes, they talk about nutrition and hormones and gut and leaky gut and toxin load. It's all beautiful. It's all marvelous. But those are actually meaningful when you recognize your nervous system controls all of the function of your body. And the protocol didn't fail because you failed. Functional medicine protocols fail because they're missing the complete map of human function. Think about it this way. A complete upstream investigation functionally has to include your nervous system. Think about a high-end sound system. You can have the best amplifier in the world. You can have the best speakers in the world. You can have the best equalizer. But if the cables that connect it all are missing, or if they're frayed or pinched, I don't care how good of equipment you have, the whole system doesn't work. The audio is corrupted before it ever reached all that expensive equipment. The output never matched the investment into the system. And no amount of adjusting your speakers or building a bigger control box will fix a cable problem. So when you start asking if your delivery pathway itself is compromised, if your nervous system is compromised, now you're truly doing functional medicine. You no longer have to rely on supplements. Wouldn't that be great? When you start asking your body about what are these supplements actually trying to do, maybe they're trying to medicate you just with non-prescriptions. Okay, point number 2. The one system that controls everything that you already know about and everybody else knows about, and why there's no protocol for it is my question. Most people think chiropractic and functional medicine are two separate disciplines. Chiropractic is for neck pain, back pain, headaches, and maybe pinched nerves, and functional medicine is for chronic disease, hormones, gut health, metabolic health. They look different, right? But they still treat people the same way. Most functional doctors were taught really well in school. They even practice in their clinics. They run functional clinics, some online, some in physical. They even bill insurance sometimes. But the entire system of that is treating you as if you have a condition. You gotta be really careful, man. Functional medicine doctors run a red line of becoming medicine. They practice medicine without a medical license. They start prescribing supplements, and they might seem unrelated, and patients go from one doctor to another functional doctor to an integrative doctor, and they still are sick. Nobody ever asks the question about, what if we held the two aspects of functional and put into one place? Functional medicine for real and structural functional chiropractic care at once. Here, right here, is what the separation of these two things causes so many problems. Your nervous system controls every organ, every gland, every cell, every tissue, every pathway in your body. Every single hormonal instruction is from your brain and your spine. Your spine is structurally designed to provide you function. So if your spine is out of alignment, misaligned, especially at the top, the brainstem, vagal nerves, cranial nerves. These are the nerves that feed everything downstream. So the interference here doesn't pause while you're under functional medicine care or taking supplements that are trying to help you to get better. You can take the right amount of supplements and follow the perfect diet and support your hormones perfectly and get no results. Why? Because the system that's supposed to receive all of the information and give you all of the healing is under a structural interference. Subluxation trumps functional medicine. If you're subluxated, functional medicine doesn't work. Integrative medicine doesn't work. Conventional medicine doesn't work. Subluxation is the big idea. Your nervous system is the delivery system of every other system in your body. You can't do a functional medicine detox if you're subluxated. Think about a city water system for a second, okay? I want you to think about this. Water treatment, okay? The plant can do everything right. The filtration can be perfect. The mineral balance could be correct. The pressure could be perfect. It's at its ideal source. But if the main pipe, listen, running from that plant to your neighborhood is collapsed in some way that it blocks the water quality that leaves the plant, now it's irrelevant. Water that is arriving at your tap is restricted. It's perfectly filtered, but it can't get to you. You could add more chemicals to the source of the water in the plant, dump more in there. You could upgrade the equipment, get better filters. You could put more money. You could invest in a whole new system and it wouldn't change anything if the output from that water treatment plant is interfered with. You have to find in your body if you have a collapsed pipe, and that's why you have no water. When your nervous system is assessed and cleared, I'm saying when a subluxation is removed, when the interference in your nervous system disappears, the supplements you've been taking, the dietary changes you've made, the hormone supports that you already did with your functional medicine doctor, guess what? Now they work. All of it has a clear path to start reaching your body. And that is why structural chiropractic care and functional medicine are not separate. They are unified. So look, if you're watching this role thinking about something today where you're like, wait a minute, this applies to me, push the subscribe button before you leave. Take a moment. I publish this kind of upstream clinical content every single week. And we also do live Q&As on Tuesdays at 9:30 a.m. We do our show live Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, okay? Every single week for people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s and beyond who are done with surface level care through their conventional doctors and even their functional physicians. You will get answers to your questions. And those answers will help set you free because once you understand what is driving and what's happening in your body, you solve the problem. Okay, point number 3. These are the 3 questions that will tell you if your functional medicine protocol is missing the foundation the entire time. Think back to the appointment you had with your functional medicine doctor. All those intake forms that are long, all the lab panels, every follow-up conversation you had with them, go through them in your mind. Look at the actual list of the things they asked you in question. In most functional medicine models, the nervous system is assumed to be fine, unless you say something like, my back hurts or my neck hurts. So here are the questions you need to ask your functional medicine doctor. If any of your functional medicine isn't working, did your practitioner physically evaluate your spine for structural alignment? Did you get x-rays? Did you get a thermography? Did they look at your spine? Number 2, did anyone address the relationship between your nervous system and your thyroid, gut, heart, immune system, anything? Whatever you're seeing them for, did they connect your nervous system to your problem? Question number 3, were you ever told that a structural misalignment and getting a subluxation fixed might make you better without the supplements and the diet? If those questions are answered with no, then the functional medicine your doctor is seeing is making a protocol for you that is missing the very foundation you need for your health. Your full effort and your commitment was real. What if your care is incomplete? And what if the model you were given access to is not a real functional model? Point number 4, you're going to love this one. How one structural correction cleared 20 years of a thyroid problem. So look, we had a patient come to us, 20 years hypothyroid, 20 years, guys, put yourself in her shoes. She did everything right. multiple functional medicine doctors, multiple rounds of lab work. She's like, Dr. Arns, I have so many labs. I'll just give them all to you. You don't need to run any labs. Multiple different dietary protocols, multiple rounds of regimens, adjustments to her thyroid medications. Her medical doctor was saying, look, it's just not working. She was exhausted, gaining weight, losing hair, living in a body that felt like it was running probably at 40%, maybe 50% capacity. So she comes into our office, and the first thing we did was a structural evaluation. We did an ortho-neuro workup. We did full body range of motion using a special AI camera. We did a subluxation evaluation. We started at the very top, her skull, and we looked at the skull, C1, C2, C3, C4, every single vertebra that sits below the brainstem. All of the nerves communicate between the brain and the thyroid. C1, 5, 6, 7, T1. We looked at all of them. And what we found was a subluxation and structural interference in her neck. You know what she told me? I've been to a chiropractor before. I get adjusted all the time. How can my spine look like this? Well, the functional medicine protocol that she was under was a good idea. She worked with really smart people, even chiropractors, but she never had her spine actually assessed for subluxation. The chiropractor she went to would say, how do you feel today? I feel fine. Let's see what's going on. Crack, crack, crack. Have a nice day. We don't do that. We look at foundation. What is missing the entire time? If the nervous system is subluxated, you're missing your health. So we began, watch this, to correct atlas, axis. We do a special upper cervical release. And what do you know? Her thyroid starts to get better. The response didn't come from us changing her diet. We didn't change her supplements. We did nothing other than added chiropractic care. And she was the one who got out of hypothyroid disease in just 6 months. 20 years of taking prescriptive medications, thousands of dollars seeing the doctors on the internet, and they never told her to get her spine checked. Never. So stop assuming that your care has stalled or the protocol isn't working, okay? A stalled protocol means you haven't gone upstream enough. Start asking a question. Has your nervous system been assessed in a variable method of your health? Specifically, a whole body upstream question rather than saying, do you have a pain in your back? Because point number 5 is going to blow your mind. The 5-minute test that can show you right now what's missing. Here we go. Ready? You can't fix a gap you don't know exists. Most people have spent years in functional medicine and integrative offices. They've never been given a framework to evaluate the completeness of their protocol. To find the gap is the first move, and it costs nothing. I'm going to do it for you right now. Think about this. If a house and the way it's built, before the walls go up, before the electrician runs the wires, before the plumbing is installed, there has to be a foundation, and the foundation has to be level. If the foundation of a house is even slightly off, even though the house is built in perfect alignment, the whole thing is compromised. The walls start to crack, the doors stop closing, the plumbing starts to get stressed and leak. You can keep repairing those things individually again and again, but they're going to keep coming back because the source of the problem isn't the walls or the doors or the pipe. It's the grade of the foundation the whole house is on. So here's your test for today. Take out a piece of paper, open up a note on your phone, start working through these steps. Write down every intervention your functional medicine doctor has told you to do. You need to do these labs. You need to take these supplements. You need to make this dietary change. You need to support your hormones. Write down everything they're having you do. Now, next to each one of them, write a number between 1 and 10 for how much improvement you've seen just from that. Okay, I changed my diet. I got a decent improvement, 5. I started taking these supplements, feel no change, 0. I started doing this hormone protocol. Now I'm sweating like crazy and I can't sleep through the night, 0. Whatever. Write down every single question. Now, okay, write this next to it. Has anyone assessed the structural alignment of your spine as a variable in why that thing you're doing exists? If the answer is no, write the next foundation word. Ready? Write foundation. Okay, that means you got to go investigate it. That's where you start investigating. Bring that paper to your next functional medicine doctor's appointment and say, hey, have you ever looked at the foundation of why I'm taking these supplements? What do you think about structural chiropractic care? If they say something like, you don't really need to do that. You just need to take more of our detox products, run. If they say something like, no, 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 we just need to detox you harder, or you need to spend more money on another protocol. Hey, we just found out it's parasites, run. If they say, though, you know what? Yes. The reason why I think you're stuck is you need to add chiropractic to your regimen, and they give you a suggestion on where to go find a good chiropractor, give them a thumbs up. That's a great functional medicine doctor. Okay, look, here's the thing as we exit today. You didn't fail functional medicine. Functional medicine in the form you received wasn't real functional medicine. It was missing a layer. Your nervous system is the infrastructure of every single intervention that travels through your body. And when the infrastructure is under structural interference, even the best functional medicine protocol is going to plateau. And you deserve a protocol that starts with a foundation. Okay, what do we do in the Ask Dr. Ernst network? We work on the foundation first. And as the foundation gets better, then we integrate the functional work, and then we want you to be the doctor. So look, if today's video is landing with you, I highly encourage you watch this one. After a million adjustments, I discovered the missing link between heart disease that no one's talking about. That video explains exactly why your nervous system is the piece, the structural interference in your upper cervical spine, how it affects your heart and your lungs and your thyroid and your pancreas and your spleen and your immune system in a way. Ready for this? It's the most valuable thing you could have assessed when it comes to your healthcare. And it's already on our channel. It's got a ton of views. Go watch it now. Don't forget, we're here every Tuesday at 9:30 for Q&A. We're here every Saturday for my live stream of the Ask Dr. Ernst show. And hey, if you have a question, use the comments below. My team answers them. And don't forget, subscribe and activate the bell. The bell tells you we're live and it tells you new content hit the feed. Be blessed.